Yeah, please. We've got a reputation. Well, I do.
Oh, shots fired. Oh, I'm glad you guys are friends, I think.
Yeah, you. We have a history.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark, the father, with Father, Son, and Title Show podcast. Welcome, everyone. And we're looking forward. This is episode number 8, right?
Yes,
number
sir.
8. So we're pumped about that. We've got some great guests. First things first, we want to give a big shout out to Jersey Mike's, Ruby and the gang over there here in Bedford for providing lunch to us, the official sponsor of the show. And so we're thankful to that. Thank you for lunch. If you guys go over and visit Ruby and the gang, buy sandwiches, and tip well. And they do a great job over there. So, Ruby, thank you. And we want to get right into the show because I know time's going to go by quick because we got some good guests that love to talk.
Well, one good guest, I think.
Oh,
Sorry,
man.
piggybacking.
Wow.
Piggybacking the joke. Off there,
Wait a
joke.
minute.
All right. We'll stick together, Rachel. Me and you,
All
right?
righty.
Our office runs separately, so you can just shoot all those deals over. All right. Today's guests, we have Leticia Gallegos and Rachel Fierro. They are not new to this. They've been doing this and the HREBA show and podcasts and everything. They're way ahead of us. So we're just happy to have you guys both today. So thank you for joining us on the show.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for inviting us.
Absolutely.
Yes. Good connection. I had coffee with Leticia the other day, and we had to stop talking because we were like, we're going to run out of things to talk about on the show, So,
That's right. I said enough already.
She kicked me out.
They're getting
So,
He was the talker, right? He didn't stop talking. He talks a lot.
I talk a lot. Yeah, I have to admit. It's a,
and I'm a
so
good
he just wants to
listener.
blame everybody.
yeah, exactly. So thank you guys again for coming on. So we'll get right into it. Don't be nervous. I think Leticia is a little nervous. She's kind of like, what questions are you going to ask?
Because she has a reputation.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to knock that reputation down today.
So we're here. We want to show the
Okay.
fun side of realtors and brokers and owners to the show and to the audience. So we'll start, Leticia, with you since you're right across.
Okay.
First question we will ask is, who are you outside of real estate? And I know that it intertwines, but as best as possible, give us a little bit about you and what you do, what you like to do, community, family, whatever it might be. And give us the inside scoop.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Mark, I thought this was just a 1-hour show.
Yes.
Okay, well, me outside.
You got 5 minutes.
I got 5 minutes, okay. Outside of real estate, gosh, I'm a lot of things outside of real estate.
All right.
Sometimes we as realtors, we forget to not forget, but we don't make time for ourselves and as much as we should. But yeah, I'm a lot of things. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a grandmother. I love
go.
the grandmother part a lot.
Yes.
And so I am a volunteer. I've been a volunteer all my life, as long as I can remember. So that is my passion. That's my passion. The volunteer part is really important to me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Volunteering. So, and that's how, I would suspect that's how HREBA, not HREBA, but HREBA got started, just with that same passion of what you have for volunteering, creating, and doing things like that.
Absolutely. HREBA stands for the Hispanic Real Estate Brokers Association, and we're a nonprofit 501c3 in existence for about 8 years now. And so, yes, very proud of that organization. We're a group of over 200 real estate professionals.
Wow.
And we volunteer, we give back. A real estate agent or someone in the real estate industry is giving every day, because we're looking for our clients to succeed, to achieve the dream of homeownership. So whether it's a lender or a realtor, we're always giving back. We're giving that service. But yeah, as a group, you know the saying, together we do more, or we can do
Yeah.
more when we work together. So that's what we are. We collaborate and we don't compete.
Yes.
There you go. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Until now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
That's an inside joke, right? Joking.
So okay, so mother, grandmother. So what are the fun things that you like to do? What's fun to you to do? Even if it's boring, still tell us.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a pretty boring kind of gal. But fun things, one of my passions early in life was also to sew. I was a seamstress. I made my own clothes back when clothes were expensive. Now they're not. And so it's more expensive to make them. But I knew I could never make a living doing that because I'm too much of a perfectionist when it comes to that. Too much of a perfectionist that I made my only daughter's wedding gown couture. Yeah, so I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. But that's me, and I love Saturday. We're going to watch the little baby granddaughter, 5-year-old. She's in a soccer team now, so we're gonna go watch her. We've seen video. She lives in McKinney, so we've seen video, and man, she's good. 2 goals in 1 game. That's
Whoa.
Hey, yeah. So you're gonna go. I'm gonna go, and this Latina is gonna yell, "Go!"
Just don't get in any fights out there, okay?
I'll
don't run
try.
onto the field and start arguing with the referee.
I'll try. I will really try not to.
I'll be doing the same thing. My grandson he's playing baseball, but we'll be out there in Dallas, and he has a game too. And yeah, that's a lot of fun. That is awesome.
When you talk about, I'm gonna tell a secret now. When you talk about baseball, my boys were in Little League. And we in the stands as parents, man, we yelled a lot. And of course, this is going back a lot of years. But man, I was the first one to be back there going, "Hey, batter, swing!" And now that's a no. You do not do
You
that
can't
now.
do that?
Yeah.
Oh
I grew
no.
up playing baseball. And so I remember my dad, well, more my mom, I think, would yell.
Your mother, yeah.
She'd get all crazy, embarrassing.
Yes.
Whose mom is that? Get her out of here.
No, but
I
that
realized
was.
you can't yell anymore.
Yeah, I'd always have to be, babe, quiet, don't be saying that,
No,
Because
no.
then, what happens is she says something that makes someone mad, then who has to deal with that? I have to deal with that. I have to be the Will Smith, and take care of that, So I didn't want to be put in that position.
Okay, so you're telling us you're a violent kind of
No.
guy?
No, the show's not about me. It's about you. So, but yeah,
No.
definitely, I'll be out there cheering, and
Oh,
I have
that's
a
so
lot of
much
fun.
fun.
I'm not a
Yes.
real. I'm competitive to an extent, but not about those type of things. He's very competitive, and my wife, I
Yeah.
think, gets a little. She always says she's not, but when she gets out there, man, she doesn't want anybody saying anything negative about her kids, or doing anything like that. So I do remember those times. So she's not as bad anymore now that with the grandkids. So it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
But that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That is fun. Yeah, that is a real good piece that I enjoy. All the grandkids I've got. I think I've got 8 of them. So
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
busy.
Yes. That makes for fun parties
It
and
does.
and Easter and everything. So
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure.
Awesome.
Now your husband does he work with you? I know you said you're kind of semi-retired or
We're trying to, yeah. We're trying to. My husband is my broker. He's my boss.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he retired early from his real job. He's an engineer, so he retired early 23 years ago.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes, 23 years ago. So he went to work for Century 21 as a realtor because he couldn't, you can't retire early and not do anything.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so he worked there, and then he came to me one time and said, "Let's open up our own office." And I said, "What?" Yeah. we've been in business almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Awesome.
my boss. He's my boss.
You-
Yeah, he's so. I say this all the time. It sounds kind of goofy, but he's so smart and so. I just love him. What can I say?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
clip
yeah.
that part. Send directly to him.
Well, it'll make up for the last Reba show when you called him another name, right?
Oh,
Was it Salvador Villalobos, right? That's your husband?
Oh, that's a joke between Sal, because they're both Sal.
Okay.
They're both Salvador. But the first Reba show, so as you know, the Reba show has been on Fishbowl Studios here for 4 years, every Tuesday at 2.
There
And
you
you
go.
plug it in
Plug. There
every
you go.
Tuesday 2, FBRN.us and Facebook Live.
got it down.
Hey, okay, that's enough.
Okay, did you say I had 5 minutes?
Yeah, and I think you're up. I think you're done.
We're gonna have to edit
So,
that part out.
but wait, I need to clear up the Villalobos thing.
Okay, yes,
So
go ahead.
our first show, I was hosting. He was my co-host, and I called him Sal Gallegos, which is my husband. And on the show, the first thing that came out of my mouth. So it's a joke between us. So when I called my husband Sal Villalobos, crazy.
That was
Okay.
probably a good night.
I just-
once you're done.
Yeah, I'll call that a senior moment.
Senior moment.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is good. But like you said, that 4 years of hard work, right? Doing the show. We've only got 8, and I'm already like, this is tiring. Like, how long did we commit to this? You know?
Yeah. How much is 8 times 52? I mean, no, 4 times 52.
Yes.
That's how many shows we've.
200.
A few hundred, yeah.
Few hundred.
Yes, no. Well, that is awesome. I'm glad that you have the grandchildren, and they will definitely keep you busy.
Yes.
And I'll have to meet your husband. I haven't met him, so I definitely have to meet him at the next meeting for sure.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'd love to meet him, and maybe we'll get him on the show too. You know, and he'll come and talk about you. So that would be good. All right, Rachel, because time
Yes.
is flying by already. Tell us a little bit about you. And I know you were an escrow officer, right?
Yes.
Wow. You want to come back and be in it?
No, thank you.
I know a company that we really need a bilingual.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, I did title for 20 years.
Wow.
So I had started back in 94. So I did my years with title. I feel like I retired from title, so I don't want to go back to title.
Exactly.
But of course, I learned a lot from title.
Sure. Yeah, that's nice to have that side.
Yes.
Totally understand it, and then you come on this side, so it just
Yes.
gels good together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So tell us about you. What do you like to do? What do you do? And tell us all the good stuff. Give us a little more inside detail than Leticia did. She kept it real vanilla, you know.
That's
Well.
me.
Well, thank you so much for having us, and super excited to be here with Leticia because she's always been my mentor. We've done so many different things together, worked on the boards, different boards together, and projects and stuff like that. So super excited to be here with her. And so it also has been such a big passion of mine to, first-time home buyers or, working in the community, volunteering. So that's a huge, part of our lives. So it's kind of hard to have something outside of real estate when real estate is 24/7. We eat, sleep, drink real estate.
Yes.
So one of the, things that I love to do is salsa dancing.
There you go. All right, we're getting into the
so-
good stuff.
Everybody always asks me about that. And for me, salsa dancing is just a passion that I have. It's my disconnect. It's my time I can be on the dance floor, listening to music, dancing. And the salsa community, it's just another professional or, community and organization that we, have something in common and love dancing. And I'm not glued to my phone and looking for a text or
Yes.
looking for a call. I'm really able to disconnect there. So I love that about the dancing and everything. And then all the friends and family that you make from the community. So we all hang out and know each other and go to the same places together. I just even went on a salsa cruise. And it was
Wow.
my first time going to that. So it was a cruise just all about salsa. So the concerts and just the music, the whole entire time on the cruise. So that was a lot of fun. So it was exciting.
So do you do it just for fun, or are you actually Like, do you get into any competitions or things like that, or?
I mean, yeah, just for fun.
Just for fun, okay.
It would be cool or fun maybe one day to compete or to be in some of the, they have the, not necessarily competitions, but performances where they go and do performances at different places.
Oh,
So
okay.
that would be fun to maybe one day do that, but who knows? We'll see.
I know my wife and I, she always wanted to take lessons on that. We talked about it for years, and then I don't dance. I don't really have any rhythm, but she does. But it was something we talked about. Who knows, you know?
Yeah.
Never say never. I might have to give you a call.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
say-
Yeah, give me a call and we can I'll show you where it's at and where to go and get you in some of the classes.
Yeah, that would
So.
be pretty cool. You know, who never might be my next job. You know, might be my retirement. So, if I can get good, that's
Yeah,
no,
it
I
pays
don't
really
think so.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, I mean, my family, of course, and I have 3 kids and 5 grandkids. So I have the
all right.
grandkids too. And my daughter is in soccer, so I'm on that sideline trying not to get too crazy or yell or anything because we're not allowed to anymore, which is a good thing because some people, get too carried away. But so, love going to the games and always supporting that and everything that she's doing since she's 15 in high school. So she keeps me busy. And then my grandkids too. So that's the fun part. Spoil them, keep them, and send them home.
Send them home. Yes, yeah. My wife likes to keep them all the time. Like, no, they need to go back. And then somehow they fall asleep all the time. And then she's like, no, well, we'll just keep them now. You know, they're already asleep, and I find myself on the couch, and they're in the bed, all the time, So they start off somewhere else, but they always find their way back into grandma's bed, somehow. So, oh, awesome. And you've, so the dancing, which I wanted to hear about, so I'm glad you did. I've seen some videos and different things on Facebook. What else are you doing within the community right now? Are you involved in anything? I know HREBA.
Yes.
But are you anything else that you do outside of that?
No, I'm very involved with HREBA. I was trying to get back involved with an REP, and so I still, support them, go to their events and everything. I was going to be on the board, but then, just going too many different directions. So I did have to step down, but I'm still very supportive and go to all their events and stuff. And just other things, like our board, the Arlington board, trying to get, more involved in that. But the company has really taken a lot of my time, so I'm not able to volunteer as much as I would like to, but we'll get back there.
Sure. Yeah, you're growing.
Yes.
Yes. You're not where I first met you. That one time you were in like a WeWork type
Yes,
space,
yeah,
right?
yeah, not there anymore.
You're not there anymore. Okay, you guys are gone. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to go by and check your office out here
Yes,
one of these days
definitely.
and see. So I constantly see new posts of an addition. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
all that. Yeah, yeah. So all right, we got a couple questions. Kristen's gonna ask a question. One or two. He has one, then I have one, but he can ask his, and you don't have to answer if you don't.
Oh, Lord.
If you don't want to answer.
Did he prep you what kind of podcast this was?
No, I know. I was like, I knew they were gonna. Put
I've
us on
been
the spot.
watching.
You, okay, I was like,
So I know what kind
we're
of
not
podcast
we're not
it
as
is.
professional as the RHEBA
Or I've been
podcast.
listening,
And,
rather.
all right, I'll start with you, Rachel. So when you get mad, and it can be English or Spanish, okay? So, and if I need to beep anything
Beep.
out, I can do
Do you
that.
have that beeper?
It's
Yeah.
a recorded show.
Yeah,
so
it's
we
not
do
live.
editing.
I'll edit it out. No, when you get mad, like really, really mad, what is your go-to word, phrase? What's your response? If you get like,
You just lost the contract.
yeah,
you
the
know?
biggest deal of your life, somebody cost you.
That escrow company screwed up. That title goes
And
screwed
it
up.
was
you know?
not Texas Secure Title.
Oh,
Made
Lord.
a mistake not using us.
Yeah, definitely would.
Yeah, wouldn't be
Yeah,
us.
definitely
No.
would not ever do that. No, first, I mean, and first I just take a deep breath and I'm like, and then I'm like, Jesus, take the wheel.
There you go. That's good.
That's good.
good. Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll accept that.
Yeah,
We'll accept it.
so-
I don't believe it, but I'll accept it.
I'm gonna put beeps in it anyway.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
when I'm doing this.
Don't
Those
talk
are all
to
those beeps.
Yeah, we're
Blink
gonna
and a
ask,
blink and a blink.
we're gonna ask some of your agents, what you really say.
That's funny.
Yeah, no. When they see me doing this, they're like, leave her alone.
Don't talk to
You're in
her.
your office. You're just.
I'm like, yep. And then no, for sure, and she just take the wheel because I don't know what I'm gonna say or do. So you need to be in control.
That is so
That's
awesome.
good. I like that one. I do like that one.
Yeah, I need to practice that one.
Yes.
All right, same to you. What is your go-to? I saw the words already going through your head as you were listening
Well,
to
what was
Rachel.
you want to know what was going through my head?
Yes.
Rachel's been hanging around me too long because that was my answer, Rachel.
So you really are her mentor. You're showing her everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say breathe. You know.
Same
Mine
hand
was
motions and everything.
Same hand motion.
And I also know Rachel enough to know that that's a lie.
That's a lie. Oh yes, I knew that
I
from
know.
the get-go.
If I would have had the chancla, I would have been like, give them my chancla.
There you go. That's
No, that was for the
dangerous.
kids.
And her agents.
Yeah. He knows about the chancla from his own mother,
Oh,
you know.
man.
So.
Grandma, everybody.
Yeah.
We're Latinos.
All right, we'll accept those.
Oh,
We'll accept those
gosh.
because you guys have reputations. I understand.
Professionals.
So yes, yeah, professionals. There you go. That's a good one.
But off air, I want the
God.
real answer.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
I've,
right.
I've listened to some F-bombs dropped on your
Yeah,
podcast
yeah,
for
they
sure.
were. Especially when we get the younger crowd, they're just so. We asked the question, and I don't even curse. I just we just wanted to ask the question, what is it, So, but that's a good one. I like
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
response.
Breathe.
So. All right, I have a question.
Well, I'm glad I was first.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So I have a question, and it kind of comes with a little disclaimer here too. So this is a new question I'm going to ask, and so I just want you to know that whatever your answer is, I need the permission to just be able to save and document the answer. It's not a bad one, but I may use it. And
I don't know what you're about to ask
yeah,
you guys.
it can't be
I'm even
copyrighted
lost.
or anything like that. I may use it 10 years from now in the future.
Lord.
So I'm going to ask the one question, but I just want you to know that. So I need you to say, yes, you can use it.
You're wanting me to say
Yes, you
before?
can use it.
Yes. Okay.
And I have to say it beforehand?
Listen to
Okay.
her answer first.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so here's the question. You have to keep it short and condensed. It can't be a long answer. It's just like a one-sentence answer. So, what would you say to someone, the one thing you would advise them not to do in life? Doesn't have to be real estate related. Can be, but it doesn't have to be. But if you could just have one opportunity to tell somebody, don't do this, what would it be? Of anything you went through in your own life.
Gosh. Okay. One sentence. I know. I can think of a lot, but
Yes.
let's talk real estate.
Okay.
Okay. So one thing I would say to an agent, a real estate agent, would be, do not calculate your commission before
Oh, yeah.
closing day.
That is a good one. That is
yes,
a good one.
Yes.
Yes.
I have
Oh my
this.
gosh.
I'm superstitious about all that. So I never calculate my commission before
Yes.
it closes.
Yeah. Very
It's
true.
when I do the CDA that it's calculated.
There you go.
exactly.
Yeah, I remember my dad experiencing a lot of those times. It was just like, my God, what happened here?
Yes.
So okay, that's good. I accept that one. Okay, Rachel, same question.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Man, in just in life in general
Yeah.
and in real estate, man, play nice. Just be nice. I mean, there's no reason for anger and being rude and unprofessional. And no matter what part of life, or friends, family, real estate, it's just not needed.
So
There's
don't be
just
mean.
yeah, don't be mean.
Be nice.
Be nice.
There you go.
Yes,
My
I like
brother
that.
would always tell me, and I probably said it a bunch of times on the show already, but it's good. He says, after about 30 years of marriage, he comes to me one day. He's like, Mark, he says, I've discovered that it's better to be kind than to be right. So just be kind, you know.
Exactly.
So, and I'm like, you know, it's really good
Yes.
because,
Yes.
yeah, especially in marriages and any relationship, really, you know, we always want to prove that we're right. We want to get that last word in, and it's just so much easier to just say, okay, I'll just
Yeah,
be kind.
exactly.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna fight, you know, right? So okay, that's good. I'm gonna document those two, and you know, I'll tell you the reasons why later when I actually use them. So, but it's a question we're gonna start asking from now on. So thanks for that.
Oh,
All right.
Guinea pigs. I like that.
Okay, so man, see, time's running out quick here. Okay, so the last portion, the last 20 minutes or so that we got, we really want to, when we started the podcast and the things we're trying to do on Father, Son, and Title, you know, one, it's we're father and son. There's probably I don't know of another father, son title team out there, so we're playing on that, whatever we can use to our advantage, you know. Even with the little characters we have, and we're just trying some out of the box things. But the one thing we really want to do is on our social media platforms and the podcast is try to generate something where all agents, lenders, everybody in the real estate industry could come, and like you said, it's not a competition thing. Like, just come to one place and know that, hey, I can go on there and ask for advice, I can ask for help, I can post a listing, I can post a comment, whatever it might be, in one platform. But really, our goal was to help everyone, to offer that help to anyone and everybody in the real estate industry. One, it gets us to know people in the industry, which is we love.
Right.
And then to offer that value of help, and not whether we work together or not, just to know that, hey, these guys are in it to help people. And so if we have something, a resource, we have a tool, we have something to give. Our whole idea was let's try to generate something. And I think the ultimate goal for us, like on our social media platforms, is that, let's say you have a listing and you're like, you know, we've had some agents call, hey, can you post this? Sure. We'll do a little, hey, check out this latest listing from so-and-so.
Right.
And here's a listing.
Yeah.
Our goal would be that it would grow and grow, that everyone would start doing that, whatever it is, but that with listings in particular, that you might post one, and then he might have a client over there that sees your listing and and is interested, and it generates a sale. Just not that it won't happen on the MLS or won't happen on your own platforms,
Right.
but that there would be one platform where anybody can go without the fear of, well, no, I don't work with them, or I don't do. No, this is just a platform for any and all. There's a gentleman that is in LA, and he created this thing called TRO. It's called Title Reps Only. So it's only for title reps in the industry, and he created it like 3 years ago. And there's about 3,000 plus title reps from across the country
Oh, wow.
that they go on there and they post and they share and they ask questions. Hey, anybody know about this, or what do you do to get business? What? And everyone just goes on there and starts
Oh, that's good.
sharing.
Yeah.
And he's like one of the first ones, right?
Yeah.
He's on that thing all the time, and it's just like, wow, that's really cool. Like, he's not scared to share his knowledge and to help the next person,
Exactly.
because there's plenty of business for
Yes.
everybody to go around, you know. So that was kind of our same mindset. Like, we want to create something different, not just for our clients, but also for anybody. So that was kind of the goal here. So
That's
again,
amazing.
and then we're trying to show any agents that aren't using social media, you need to use social media.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
totally.
you have to, and create the post. So we post content, whatever we're doing, you know, we're trying to just, hey, if you want to use it, share it, post it, whatever you want to do, just take advantage of it. Again, whether you work with us or not, that's not the point. We just want to be out there and be helpful, you
Right.
know, offer a value of help. So that was the thing. So again, even as we're doing the podcast and doing other things, we're kind of trying to show the agent, like, well, if you're not doing it, just do these things.
Right.
Just get
Yeah.
a video and record yourself and put a weird video up there, or a funny one, or pictures, or whatever it might be, and because it's gonna help. And so we've had some fun with it so far, and like we said, it's turning into a lot of work, but we got to keep going. We can't turn back now.
Yeah, we highly underestimated the amount of work this is.
Yes. So
No,
we got a
but
long way to go.
Worth
But
it.
It'll be
It's
worth
worth it. It's fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime you're doing something to pass it on, to pass it forward,
Yeah.
you know, it takes some work, but it's all worth it. Yeah. And definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
So here's the part of the show where we'll ask you each a question. Just take the time to promote yourself, your office, your company, anything that you got going on and would like to promote out there. So Rachel, we'll start with you this time. So, you know, give us your company name, what you guys are doing. Tell us a little bit about the real estate side, and if you have anything specific going on
Okay.
right now?
All right. Well, the company name is 16100 Realty, and we started in 2020 in the middle of COVID.
All right.
Yeah, right at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And I've been in the business, like I said earlier, since '94, and just wanted to do something different. There's a lot of agents that they don't renew the first 2 years, and I wanted to try to make a difference in that, and not just be a broker, but more of a business partner. So I always advertise, and I always tell them, let me be your business partner. Let me help you make decisions, so that you're not just spending money on things that you're not going to even use, or that it might be free. And just helping them grow their business organically, without having to spend money and stuff. So I try to do coaching and teaching with them. So we're located here in North Arlington, 2201 North Collins, Suite 130, Arlington, Texas. So we were super excited to get a spot in North Arlington, because there's nothing in North Arlington. There's not, any big real estate companies and title companies, and there's a space available next door for a title company.
All right. We
If
need
y'all
one
wanna
in
come,
Arlington. We actually
yes.
really do need one.
Call Renee real quick.
So, I felt like we needed something more in North Arlington. So I really enjoy being there, such, fast access to 30 and 360, and even to the HEB area, and airport and stuff. So we're in the middle of Dallas and Fort Worth, so it's just a perfect location. We've been growing pretty quickly. Hilda, my office manager, vice president, CEO, whatever, she has a new title every day. Man, I would not be able to, make it without her. She does everything. She does so much for the company. And so just building the company together has been huge. And I have 30 agents.
Wow.
And so we're super excited to be growing. And I have some of my founding agents that were there from day one, that are mentors and, want to grow the company with me. And so they take it and run with it like if it's their own. So I love that. We have agents in, throughout the Metroplex, and then we have one agent in Amarillo. And so we're hoping to grow the Amarillo market as well. So when we do residential and commercial, so we are kicking off our commercial department and really been working on that. So I'm super excited about that. And we have a lot of different things coming, so I'm excited.
Awesome. Are you just running the company, or are you actually selling real estate yourself as well?
I'm not in production.
You're
no,
okay.
No.
So you're
Yeah, I give all my leads mainly to the mentors, so that the mentors can use it as training for the new agents. If I do take on something, then I'm gonna use it as a training for someone to shadow me, a new agent, and pretty much giving them the deal, but me helping them through the deal. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you're really focused, like you said, on the coaching and on the mentoring and just pushing them to their maximum potential.
Yeah, it's too hard to be. At first I was gonna try to be in production, but for me to be out there showing a buyer, and then my agents need help writing the offer or whatever, because I want to be available for them on their first few offers. I want them to write, professional, complete offers, or else they're not going to get accepted.
Yeah.
And so I help them through that on their first, deals, along with the mentors. The mentors are normally out in the field, but I tell the mentors, let me do the office stuff, helping them with the contract. We could do Zooms, to write the contracts together. And I'm always available. So unless I'm on the dance floor or with my grandkids, but no, I try to be available for them, because I know what it's like. You have to write that offer at 11 o'clock at night. And so, trying to meet the deadlines and stuff like that. So we'll do Zoom at 11 o'clock at night and write that offer together, so that they're doing hands-on training and not me just doing it for them. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So the name. I love the name. How did you come about that name? It's different, so I need to know.
It's really hilarious. When I made the decision to become a broker and that I wanted to have a brokerage, I was like, man, what am I going to name it? And right away, I didn't want to name it Fiero Real Estate Company. I just didn't want to name it after myself. I didn't want it to be about me. And I even Googled. I said, Google, what are some real estate company ideas? And it said number 1, do not name it after yourself. I was like, okay, check.
My dad didn't know that one. Because his was Manny Alva Realty.
Yeah. And then number 2, it said, do something creative and meaningful, unique. And it gave an example, 10-100. And it had the number 10 and then 100 spelt out. And I was like, oh my God. And we were sitting there at the house by the pool, and I called my daughter and I was like, Safira, come here. We had all been trying to, think of a name and kind of trying to think of names and stuff like that. And I said 16100 Realty. And she just looked at me and she's like, oh my gosh, seriously, you're going to name it after me? So the story behind that is when she was little, 3 years old, she would count to 10, but the next number was 16100.
Oh.
She just jumped to 10
There you go.
and she would say 16100 all the time. And I'm like, I would try to correct her or whatever. She's like, no, Mom, 16100. And, how many cookies you want? 16100. What's your favorite number? 16100. So it lasted for years.
Oh, wow.
And when she was old enough to, create her email or, her passwords and stuff like that, everything had 16100 in it. And so we took it from her, and so she was super excited. So she takes ownership of the name, and someone told her about royalties. She's like, "Oh, what's that?
There
Like,
you
do I
go.
need to know about that? So does that mean I actually get?" And I was like, "No, not yet."
Not yet. Yeah, she'll get it all later. You
Yes.
know? Well, that is awesome. That is cool. Very different name, unique name, and I like it.
Yeah,
like
so
it.
I did a
Yeah, good
screenshot
story.
of the Google thing and everything that it had that, because I was just like, wow, for it to be something so specific that meant, something to us. It was just, that's how everything has been with the company. I just feel like everything has just been kind of falling into place, and things just coming together. So it's been exciting.
Awesome.
And so
Awesome. Is she gonna get into real estate?
she keeps saying no, but then she shows up at the office and she loves going to the events. And she was like, Mom, I need a suit for our grand opening and, for this and that. And she actually she's in speech class right now.
Oh, okay.
So she just attended one of my classes this week, and she's like, I need to go to someone that's speaking, and I need to critique the class and the speaker and be able to ask questions, And so she came, and so it was a really good experience. And so she was able to ask questions and critique me afterwards.
Awesome. How old is she? Right
She's
now?
15.
Oh, that's the 15-year-old.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Awesome, man. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
really good.
So I
Yeah,
think
like
she
it.
likes being involved, but she says that she's not going to, but I have a feeling she will.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure she will. That's awesome. All right. Leticia,
Yes.
tell us about you. I know you're the HUD specialist, so tell us what you guys are doing and give us the company info and all the good stuff.
Okay. Well, Rachel, I had heard your story about the name from somebody else, but to hear you say it is just so empowering. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I know Safira, her daughter, since she was a little toddler.
Oh,
So, so it's been a long time. But our company name is Showcase DFW Realty, LLC. And nothing's spectacular about the name, but it's been with us. We had to when we registered it as an LLC, we had a little battle going with somebody in Houston, but that right away we were able to figure that out. So we've been in business. My husband and I own the brokerage. We've been in business for, like I said before, about almost 19 years. And as I listened to Rachel speak about starting up and hiring and all that, and we were there at one time. And then I guess about 5 years ago, we sold our office building downtown Arlington. Now it's a 4-story. It was only 6 years old, our building downtown Arlington, and they leveled it. And so now it's 4 stories, luxury condos, luxury apartments and things like that. But anyway, so we rented for a couple of years, and then Sal said, why don't we just go to our home office? We have an office at home. We always have. And I said, no, I need my conference room. I need a place to bring my clients. he says, Leticia, we're paying 2 mortgages almost. You know, it's like, I said, no. So I fought him for a long time until finally. And now he can't get me out of my home office. So we were working remotely before COVID. So so it's now a thing. You know,
Exactly.
So I told Sal, let's move to the Bahamas or something, and we can
Right.
No,
There you go.
no, but we've been successful. You mentioned HUD, HUD. So Sal's been a HUD listing broker since 2010, right after the Great Recession, and so it was crazy how many homes were foreclosed on, how many people were losing their homes. And so that's real critical. When we see that happening, it's sad to see, but then it's an opportunity for first-time home buyers to get a good deal. And back then it was a really good deal. Yeah. We talk about the market today being so high, because the shortage of inventory just drives prices up. But back then we were selling, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 homes.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely an opportunity. But now we're semi-retired. We have the motor home parked in the back.
Oh, nice.
And we do take trips. I talked to an aunt of mine in California last night, and I promised her that I was going to go to California, Mark, before the end of the year. So to go to California, of course, we just go 10, but then to get to San Francisco, we have to go through Bakersfield.
Hey, all right, Bakersfield. Boring.
Shout out.
Yeah, boring.
No, don't say that. I have some clients that, like I told you before, that are from Bakersfield that
Yes.
moved here. So,
Yes.
but as far as our business, I dedicate a lot of my time to REBA.
Yeah.
And so I'm overpaid admin, way overpaid admin. So anyway, that's what we're about.
Awesome. Now, are you guys have agents as well, or is it just you and your husband? Or,
Right now we have one other agent.
okay.
He's been with us for a long time, and he's a long time. I think like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he works part-time, and he does, but yeah, so we're still, what I can say about our office or us is referral business. We're still working, but we're not prospecting for new business, but we keep getting referrals, and that's what keeps us working and busy.
Yeah. Well, after 20 years, right? You know.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just starts, and you do
Yeah.
good business, it happens.
Right.
Right. I talked to an
Uh-huh.
agent who'd been in about 20 years, and she's like, "Oh, she wasn't being sarcastic or anything or boastful.
Mm-hmm.
She just goes, I just get out of bed and I can do at least 25 deals a year just getting out of bed, like not even trying, just because it's gotten to that point.
Right, exactly.
She
Yeah.
obviously she
Start coming
keeps
back.
Yeah.
yeah, she keeps
Yeah.
going, but man, I said, well, that's kind of nice, because the
Yeah.
other agents are struck or new agents, they're just trying to get their one deal going, 2 deals going,
Yep.
but you have that much time in the industry, and then
Right.
and again, you do good business, you build up a good reputation, and you don't say bad words on podcast shows. It helps. All those things work. So
You know what I'm thinking as you're talking, Mark, and the advice that I would give all of our agents and every new agent that I get a chance to talk to, my advice to them is always start your book of business early. Everybody you talk to, put it in what's the acronym? CRM, client,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
whatever you use, whether it's a spreadsheet or a system, save everybody's name. That is your book of business, and that has value.
Yes.
So
That's
when
huge.
you decide to stop being in the business, you can sell that book of business. That has value in it. So that's one thing that every chance I get, I'll tell a new agent to do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now let me ask you this. I know you guys specialize in the HUD homes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does every brokerage do HUD homes? Do you guys do HUD homes too, or do
We
you
can
have to
sell
have a
them.
certain?
Yeah, so like Sal is the listing agent to list them, but we can sell them, so we can represent the buyer to purchase.
But you can't list them
Right.
unless you're
Unless you're registered and get accepted by the head and the head management companies.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what you were touching on that at the REBA last luncheon, right? About being the listing side, but that not every, even same with escrow companies, we don't all do. Not every we can, but I guess we got to be registered as well,
Right.
to do the escrows for the HUD homes and whatnot.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was curious about that. I was like, I know that I figured you could do the buyer, but wasn't sure what it required on the listing side.
Yeah.
So you guys have been in it for a long time, so you're generating that business. And do you think we're gonna have a big market for that coming soon?
Well, Mark, what I've been seeing, and Sal was telling me this morning, because he's on it more than I am, the foreclosures, whether they're HUD foreclosures or bank foreclosures, they're on the rise already. They're already on the rise. So there's a lot of foreclosure companies. You see, banks hire a third party to sell their defaults. So those companies are now starting to advertise their inventory. And so that's already on the rise. Unfortunately, I hate to see that.
Sure.
Because, somebody's being displaced and because of it. So it's a sad thing, but it is happening. It's on the rise. A lot of people during COVID did forbearance. They they could stop making payments on their mortgage and then work it out with their mortgage company. A lot of people are still in them. They didn't exit out of them, which means they didn't catch up.
Yeah.
And so, now the bank has to do something because they're paying everything. They're paying insurance on the homes, and they're paying escrows. I mean, they're paying everything to keep
Yeah,
keep
all the
it going.
fees add up and the interest add up. It's kind of hard. A lot of people say, think it's easy just to sell, especially with the market being so good. But all those fees, eat up any equity that they might have had. So it is really, really sad. But I do highly recommend anyone that is going through that or is behind, seek help. I mean, don't just hide or, be scared or just whatever happens. I mean, definitely.
There's money out there. There's assistance.
Yes, there is definitely assistance, Housing Channel and other nonprofit organizations in the area. Or you can even reach out to Leticia or I, because we could definitely help them get connected with a nonprofit organization that does specialize in trying to help stop the foreclosures. And just seeing what we can do versus losing your home just altogether. There's things that can be done.
And that tends to be the thing, right? That people get, you get scared, you get embarrassed, whatever it might be about your situation, and so you don't do anything, and then you just lose everything.
Right.
And not only the home, you're losing your credit, you're losing all that stuff that just damages you for a lifetime.
Right. Exactly.
Potentially.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. I told you my first home was what was not Officer Next Door. It was a HUD home, 203K or 203B or one of those loans.
203K is when you make repairs.
Okay, so that's what it was. 203K. It was the ugliest house I'd ever seen. And my dad took me to it. He's like, I got a great house for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, But yeah, I ended up getting somewhere like 17,000. This was way back, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
But I got like 17,000. I think my total loan was like 67,000.
Wow.
And I had like 17,000 in repairs.
Yeah.
And then like a few years after, my wife was like, I don't want this house no more. Let's get rid of it. I was like, man, I should have just kept that house, free and clear. I would have owned it. But 2020 hindsight, right?
Right. Exactly.
But well, awesome. Well, we're coming to an end. So I really appreciate you guys coming on the show.
I have a question for Christian.
Yes.
Christian,
I regret all my jokes now.
so you sit there and look pretty most of the time. I mean,
No, this is what I mean when I say he talks a lot. It's not on purpose. I'd like to talk more. But,
No. Let me clarify something.
Did you notice in the intro, I've been thinking about this the whole show. In the intro, he said, welcome to the Father, Son, and Title show. I'm Mark the Father. And I thought he was going to leave a space for me to jump in with at least, I'm Christian the Son.
That was his cue,
But I'm Mark the Father and, quit. No time, not half a second.
Not even going to give him time.
And I kept looking like, hey, I'm going to introduce and he was just staring off, listening to himself.
So this is Christian the Son.
Yeah, Christian the Son, Father, Son, and Title.
Over here.
Yes. eating sandwiches,
Yeah,
and
eating sandwiches.
smiling and nodding.
No, I ask him.
And
I say,
asking, when you guys get mad, what do you say? That's it. That's my role here.
Okay, so Christian, breathe.
When I get in the car, I just put the music real loud.
just say, Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus. That is not what I
You'll be
say.
No,
Far from it.
I just thought I'd bring you into the picture,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'll be looking for a new co-host. If you're interested, you can come in.
No, these podcasts are not easy, and so to think and talk at the same time, it's a little difficult sometimes.
He's actually being punished because the last podcast we had, he killed the show like dead.
Oh, I did.
Dead in the
I
middle.
did kill the show. I asked some question and I don't know what I asked.
It was like silence, right?
Yeah, it was silence. The guest was like looking for an answer on their phone for like 45 seconds. So yeah, I guess I'm banned.
Oh yeah,
today.
that's not good.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a pause.
no, you know, so-
Unless you go back and edit it.
No,
but-
I want to
So Mark
clarify.
is like,
Yeah.
send me your questions in advance so I can approve them.
Yeah, that was an off the cuff question. I don't ask those anymore.
Yeah, don't go off script.
Stick to
okay?
the script.
No, I ask him every time. I'm like, do you want to take over? Do you want to do the? He's like, no, you do it. So then I just start
It's
talking.
because I'm an instigator, so I just like throwing little bombs out there and just stepping back
yeah.
see what happens.
He likes causing trouble. Is what.
and getting deals done.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. So, and we do want to mention the father and the.
Son.
We both work for Texas Secure Title, which the show is brought to you by Texas Secure Title. So, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll have
Thank you.
Christian
Pleasure.
take us out on the show, and you finish the show strong.
I don't pay attention to how he ends it. Thanks for being here, guys. We're done.
We're done.
And
Yes, thank you so much.